Hello everyone. So here I am with my day 4 assignment. I'd like to proceed with the questions. First question is, what are different algorithms on which load balancer works? Please explain at least 3 algorithms with example. So first I'd like to explain what is load balancer. Load balancer is a device which is used for our server and end user environment. Load balancer basically makes sure that none of the server is underloaded, overloaded, or idle for that matter. I'll explain this with an example of traffic police. Suppose a traffic police is standing on a signal. The public coming from different directions are end users. The three different lanes in which they want to go is the server, and traffic police is the load balancer. So what load balancer, the traffic police is doing here is, he is directing the end users or the public to a particular lane where there is less traffic, there is less people, there is less load. So he knows where to transfer the traffic in which particular lane. So this is a load balancer, we can say. And each load balancer works with a particular algorithm. So depending on the situation. So most common algorithm I'll explain. First one is round robin. So round robin is a CPU scheduling algorithm. In round robin, each process is assigned a particular amount of CPU time so that each process get a fair share of their CPU time. The total time quantum is fixed in round robin so that each process gets its equal amount of time in the total amount of quantum time. So this is round robin. Next one is least connection. In least connection, what it does is, here client request is distributed to the server which is having least number of connection at that point in time. Suppose server 1 and server 2, in which server 2 is already occupied with many end users and server 1 is free. So the request coming from the client end goes to server 1 because server 1 is free at that point in time. So that is, or it has the least connection at that point in time. So this is called as least connection algorithm. The third one is fixed weighing. In fixed weighing, what it does is, it is an algorithm technique where administrator assigns a fixed amount of weight on a particular server. Suppose, I'll explain this with, suppose a student is a server and teacher is the load balancer. So teacher knows how much homework to give to a student, particular student, so that he can perform the task. So this is what this is what fixed weighing is. And suppose if the particular server is not able to complete the task according to its weight, then it is assigned to the next server with highest weighing capacity. So this is a fixed weighing algorithm. So I'll come with the second question. Second question is, mention at least 5 different use cases where you think cron job is set in the applications we use on a day-to-day basis, such as Insta, Facebook, YouTube, Google, etc. So here, first I'll explain what is cron job. Cron job is nothing but a command or a script which is set in a manner that it runs periodically when a certain condition is met. So I'll explain this with example of I can say Amazon. So in Amazon, suppose a cron job is set for 24 hours. Like on an Amazon platform, we see many options to buy many products. Suppose on a particular product, that is, we can say Amazon, Adidas shoes. If I want to see the sales of Adidas shoes at the end of the day, we set a cron job for that particular brand shoes. So after every 24 hours, the number of sale for Adidas shoes, we get a email at after interval of every 24 hours that how many shoes are being sold for Adidas brand. So in this way, cron job is set for Amazon. For it can be set for different other things on Amazon as well. It was just an example. So other we can say on suppose YouTube. If we consider YouTube, we have seen we see videos on YouTube. There are many trending videos what we see. So how it becomes trending. Suppose cron's job is set for the number of views coming on a particular video. So for 24 hours, it monitors, or suppose for a 1 week, the cron job is set, it monitors for 1 week, the particular video is getting how many number of views. If a particular video is getting many number of views, it becomes trending. So cron job is set for that as well. So yeah, so I'll come to the third question. Third question is, create a document to explain New Relic dashboard with screenshot and explain different things on New Relic dashboard and its use. So I'll come to the, yeah. Here you can see the screenshot of New Relic dashboard. So in this screen, first I'd like to explain this particular feature, which is time pitcher. Time pitcher is nothing but it sets the time on the dashboard for a particular interval on which we can see the amount of web response time it's taking. So here it has been set for 30 minutes. So we can also custom it, like for a particular date of the month, from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. What was the web response time? We can see that as well. So this is about time pitcher. So the second one is this all JVM. Here it's in JavaScript. It's written in JavaScript, so it's called as JVM. So here, as we can see, there are 4 different hosts or server. So here we can see it's showing 4 different hosts and their web response, web transactions time chart. We can also view for a single host as well. So the most important part is web response time, which is this vertical part we can see, and the horizontal is the for the time duration we are watching it, the web response time. So here we can see that this script, JavaScript, is taking how much of time. It's shown in the blue color, and the web response and the server in which it's responding back, it's shown in the green color. So yeah, on the same screen, I'll explain a little bit about Apdex score. Apdex score is nothing but how close the application is meeting the performance threshold. Suppose this is the number shown in the bracket is the threshold value, which the application is expected to perform. This application is expected to perform in 0.15 millisecond, and the value outside this bracket, it shows that percentage on how much percent it's reaching the threshold. So here we can see the app server is reaching almost 0.99%, almost 99% of the threshold value. So this is what the Apdex score shows. Here coming down to throughput. So throughput is how many requests per minute our application is receiving. We can see it here. Suppose here we can see this is in this half an hour of duration from 10:35 to 11 a.m., the number of requests coming on the server is approx 2,000 requests. And at the 11 a.m., it's on the highest peak, as we can see here. Yeah, this is about throughput. Yeah, coming down to the dashboard. Here we can see transactions. There are various transactions. The transactions here, few transactions has been shown with the lowest response time, login, category, etc. So we can individually open these transactions as well and see the amount of time a login has. See here, the login button is showing the total number of transaction time for all the logins which has been done for this page. And here, small, I don't know if it's visible or not, it's written very small, 0.6 milliseconds, 1.5 milliseconds are the individual login done by individual users. It's showing that, but this is the total value of the login button. So yeah, now here we can see it's written error rate chart. This is a error rate chart which basically shows percent of total transaction which has been turned into error. How many times the login button has failed or it has shown an error, this chart shows that error itself. So yeah, coming to application activity. In application activity, first tab is shows in progress. So there is no application currently in progress. So it's not showing anything. The second is event log. So event log is reverse chronological list of all the events occurred. So here we can see all the events occurred. Yeah. So, and the next button is filter. Filter is we can see that which event is very critical. We can filter on that basis. Suppose, for example, in Make My Trip, if we try to book a flight, we set our filter, right? That for we want a refundable flight or we don't want refundable flight, for which city, etc. So this is exactly what it does. It filters the events which we want to see. Either if we want to see only critical event, we can filter according to that, and so on. So yeah, and next page is coming to host name. So as I told earlier, also this um, dashboard shows has 4 hosts. So here individually we can see all the 4 hosts and their response time based on memory, CPU uses, error rate, throughput, response time, apdex. If we click individually, we can see the individual response of all the of that particular host. Yeah. So when we want to compare, suppose here we have only 4 hosts, so it's easier to see and compare the response time of which server is working fine, which server is slow. But if we have a number of hosts is more, then we can see like this. So yeah, instead of displaying the host name, it displaying in metrics. Suppose here the 4 different host is signed with different colors. This is host 1, 2, 3, and 4, blue, yellow, red, and green. And here on the response time, on the criteria of response time, each host is displaying its own metrics so that we can compare that which particular host response time is more, which particular host response time is less. So yeah, and similarly, we can compare the throughput of all 4 hosts, CPU usage, memory, etc. So yeah, this was a brief overview of Relic dashboard. Coming to the last question. Yeah, so the last question is, list out different use case where we can use AWS CloudWatch. First, what is AWS CloudWatch? CloudWatch is, it is a monitoring and management service. We can use CloudWatch containers inside to monitor, troubleshoot, and alert the application. Suppose for any EC2 instance where certain, in CloudWatch, as we have studied earlier also, we have EC2 instance. Suppose a threat is, we find any threat on EC2 instance. So what this CloudWatch does, when it find any threat on the EC2 instance, it an alarm is set for that particular criteria, and if that criteria is met, it the alarm switch is on, and the appropriate action is being taken for that particular EC2 instance to avoid any damage. Yeah, suppose we can explain this with in our building we have fire alarms. Like suppose the fire alarm, we can say, is like AWS CloudWatch. It monitors that if any smoke is detected, the alarm switches on, and we get an alert that there is some fire in the building. So it's similar to that. Yeah. So here I'm ending my assignment for today. I hope I'm able to clear all the questions. Thank you so much for the day.